Stay with me, oh lover, my heart's filled with worry.
One of the things that users of our site, who are big Witcher fans from the Witcher Wiki, want to know is how closely connected to the books or the games is Blood Origin?
Ooh. Blood Origin more so to the books. We love the games, but I got into this through the books, and I'm a big book fan. And the thing that was the sort of catalyst for this was the conjunction of the spheres, where the world of monsters and men come into the world of elves and gnomes and halflings and dwarves on the continent. And I was fascinated by what happened before then, because when we meet the elves in Sapkowski's books, they're a beaten sort of species. They're barely reproducing. They've lost their language and culture and everything like that because history is written by the victors and they've been colonized. So what did their world look like before that? So that was the catalyst for this. So it was setting up all that world that is to come in The Witcher. Andre has a couple of lines about the conjunction of spheres. So we got to explore all of that. And we got to introduce characters who were very important in the book later, like Eredin and Avalak and Ithlin, and it was great fun.
Will Blood Origin link to the Wild Hunt during Geralt's time?
Oh, interesting. I'm like, okay, how can I do this without spoilers? Yeah. I mean, yes, what I will say is Blood Origin links, all sorts of ways. We do know, obviously, that Eredin rides with the Wild Hunt, and we meet Eredin in Blood Origin, so we can put two and two together.
There's the origins of Ainella, and yep.
A member of our Witcher Wiki community who wants to know, have you read the books or played the games to be inspired for the role you play?
I was completely new to the Witcher world. Obviously, I knew what a big deal it was, but I hadn't done any of the video games. I'd feel embarrassed if I got the video game and then I wasn't very good, and I don't want to let the side down.
I played the game when I was younger, but I hadn't read the books. But when we got cast, I was unaware of the world that surrounded The Witcher.
Such a big
it's
world,
incredible.
Yeah.
So I read the books. I read the books once a year. No. And then I read all the books and then told you.
Yes.
I gave you all the crib notes for it.
Well, I read graphic novels, so I'm a big fan of the graphic novel, and then I watched some of it, and I was mainly inspired by Declan's script, actually. The reason I took this was because Declan sent me a script and said, do you want to be in this? And I read it. And because I'm a huge fan of this area of storytelling, I went, yeah, why wouldn't I want to do that? Why wouldn't I want to play Balor? So it was, for me, it didn't come from reading. It came from the experience of looking at what Declan had crafted and seeing production design and being told that I was going to be, quote, a badass.
Badass.
I said, I want to do that.
Oh, this is all coming afterwards. I didn't have the chance before I shot to read or to play, but my son is a big Witcher gamer, so he's now taking me through that world. But it's all happening sort of in reverse.
I think I've played the game through about 3 times now at this stage, so I'd be a bit of a nerd, as Sophia calls me.
You're a nerd.
Yeah.
Whoa. The question. My introduction to The Witcher was through the Witcher series, through the Netflix TV series, and through the materials that were shared with us for our auditions, which we both kind of discussed and was so rich and detailed and exciting, and an incredible window into this universe.
I read Blood of Elves when we started the show, and again, I didn't know there were books until I think I started watching the show on Netflix and done some research, and it was based on books because I had the game. So yeah, I definitely would go back and revisit a couple of books, definitely.
And did you use them to kind of inform your characters?
I think our world is a little bit different. I mean, it's plus what we went back to was the script really all the time, because Declan's writing was just unbelievable, and he gave us so much to work with, and it became its own kind of. I mean, it's still very, very much Witcher based, but it's very much its own entity.
Yeah, I think it was an anchor for a lot of the production, but for our characters specifically, we lent on the story and the world that we were creating.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.